Hey, I just wanted to come to y'all today. I just watched this amazing Tony Robbins video. You know how much I love Tony Robbins. And I kind of wrote down verbatim what he said because I did not want you all to miss a nugget of this. And it kind of wraps up the series we've been doing on your breakthrough and changing your state and your story and finding new strategies and being resourceful. So this really kind of wraps it up. And we always wonder what the difference in people's lives are. Why are some successful? Why some don't seem to be? Why are some stuck? And it's because what are the things that are a must do versus shoulds? So what are things that we must do versus what we should do? That's our problem. So to have an extraordinary life, you have to have an extraordinary psychology. And that's what we've talked about, the 80-20. 80% of this business is your psychology, 20% is the mechanics. Everybody can do the mechanics. It's the psychology that we have to get through to learn to be able to do the mechanics. So an extraordinary psychology means you have to be and have to live in an extraordinary state. So this is your state of mind. And we talked about that in this series. If you haven't watched that yet, go back and watch it. So to live in an extraordinary state, you've got to condition your nervous system, your body, your physiology, and focus to be at their best. So you want all these things to be at their best. You can do that. Why doesn't everybody? It's not because we can't. We all have the ability to do this. It's not because we can't. It's because of our standards. It's because of our excuses. It's because of what we believe we should be doing, and instead of making it a must to live in an extraordinary life. So whatever you focus on in your life happens, and think about that. You might say, well, I wish or I want to have some money. Somebody gives you $1, somebody's giving you money. So that wish has come true. That you have focused on that money. You didn't give a specific, and so that is what happened in your life. Somebody gave you $1. And we blame our poor background on our poor psychology. And so we have to get through that. And we talked about that in our story and how to change that. So life will pay any price you ask it. If we ask for little, we're going to receive little. And just the opposite, we ask for big, we're going to receive big. God blesses people all the same. Ask and you shall receive. Now, granted, that is God's will, and we have to be asking for the right things, the things that He wants in our lives too. And God blesses us all the same. It's not because I'm a better person or God loves me more that I might be blessed more than you, or you might be blessed more than me. That is not it. It's because of our psychology and our standards that we have set up in our lives. So, what we focus on is what we're going to see. So have you ever thought about, like, when you want a certain vehicle, like you've got this vehicle picked out, and what do? You start seeing it more and more on the road. That's because you're focused on that. This is called the reticular activating system of our brain, and that is the focus part of our brain. So that's the part of our brain that determines what we notice and what we don't notice. So your brain tries to spend most of its time on what you don't notice, so you won't go crazy. It just be too much, and to notice everything. But when you decide what's most important to you, your brain will go after it. That's because you're focused on it. You've activated that reticular activating system, your RAS part of your brain. And every successful person, everyone that has succeeded, has built an RPM. This is a plan that is built on a metaphor of the way to get from where you are to where you want to be the fastest. And you've got to build power like in a car. So that's where RPMs come from. So the R stands for result. They know the result they are after. They know what they want precisely. If you don't know exactly what you want, or let yourself go beyond that into something general, you're not going to achieve it. So again, it's part of that focus and clarity. Clarity is power. You've got to know the specific result you are after. What do you want? Not just money, specific amount. Write it down. If you can't answer that question right now in your as far as your body, your relationships, your finances, and your spirituality, then you're not going to be fulfilled as you want to be. So we have to have that clarity. The next one is P. That's our purpose. Why you're doing it. You might have a big goal. Maybe you want peace on earth. You want to earn $1 billion. You want to be diamond. Your why is so important. You know, why do I want to do this? And as soon as you make a big goal, all the obstacles come up. We've all experienced that in this business. The obstacles come up and we're like, whoo, can't do that. I'm out. Unless you've got enough emotional drive to break through that, then you will are never going to discover what it really takes and what you really have inside of you. So you have to get yourself past that, and the way to get past that is to have enough reasons. Reasons come first, answers will come second. So to ask something intelligently, you've got to ask specifically. To be granted something, you've got to ask specifically. To ask intelligently, you've got to know why you want it and have enough drive to make it happen. Have enough emotional attachment to it to make it happen. If you don't have enough reasons, you will not make it happen, because the first thing that comes along to knock you out or to knock you off your goal and your purpose, you'll be out. So why do you want this? What's the purpose? The M stands for massive action plan. What is going to get you to actually follow through? What is going to get you to follow through to reach your goal? The first plan isn't going to work. The second plan isn't going to work. So you better have enough plans if the first two don't work. So you've still got something else. Otherwise, you're going to be having excuses. This is where our excuses come up. This is where our brain checks out and we go back to our old ways. Why didn't it work? Asking intelligently requires a massive action plan and strategies, and we've talked about that. If we are going to be extraordinary in our results, to make it to diamond, we got to be in an extraordinary state of mind. We've got to know what we want, and we've got to go use it. And that was just so powerful for me, and kind of brought together everything we've been talking about. And this takes, like I said, a massive action plan. So this is not just a plan A. This is a plan B. This is several plans. And all those other things we talked about getting with your upline, getting with those who have been there, who have gone through this and who know what you're going through, and who have strategies that you might not have tried yet. So we all can live this extraordinary life that we see as a diamond. And it takes RPM. It takes this massive action plan, this results. We have to have a purpose. We have to have know what we want specifically and ask for it specifically, and to write it all down, and to change some things if we're not meeting our goals, to change our strategies if we're not meeting these goals. So I hope that helps you all as much as it helped me, and I will talk to you all later.